Hi guys, I'm sorry I'm out today, but please run this video on your referees' computers, and referees, please pause and restart your group as you need to complete this work. Sit with your groups. Get your packets from the tower and your supplies from the back of the room. Make sure your packets go back to the tower. Do not let anyone leave with that packet. That packet must stay in 134. Okay, please. Thank you. Supplies. Our supplies are in the back of the room in those lids. Please return them to the lids at the end of class. Also today, on the side of the room, all of the supplies for building your models are there. You're going to lay those out as a class and then put them all away in the cleanup period. So we'll talk timing and timeline in just a second. Talk to your group. What is the scariest thing you've ever done that worked out? Right? And then your exit ticket today is to tell me about the scariest thing other people in your groups have done that did work out. And that's because this is hard work and it's not that certain. Okay. And you have done hard things, you have done scary things, and they have worked out. This work is not easy figuring out how to make these models. And so it is okay to think about how we've already done scary or hard things and those have worked out. So talk to your group. Pause the video. Make sure everyone has an answer for the exit ticket. Okay, what is the scariest thing you've ever done that worked out? Pause the video now. Welcome back. Let's go. Okay, you already know this slide. Go ahead and I'll read it to you so we can make sure your time's on time. How do our muscles work on the cellular level? You've been researching and modeling neuromuscular junctions and muscle fibers. So we're on the muscle fiber part of that story. Who cares about muscles? We have already discussed this. Pause right now. Each person in your group has to come up with one reason somebody should care about their muscles or how your muscles work. So go ahead and pause and discuss that as a group. Welcome back. So there's so many reasons that we all have to use muscles to move, right? And fundamentally, that's part of it. And one thing I told you was that by understanding how your muscles work at the cellular level, you'll have better ideas about how to care for your muscles, right? Nutrition, hydration, and recovery techniques. So we're not going to really get to hydration and nutrition today. That's going to come into our neuromuscular junctions. But with recovery techniques, we are ready to talk about it because you have a fairly good idea of how your muscle tissue is organized out of muscle fibers. Okay. So great picture here of we have in the very smallest part here in the white little dots, those are going to be our actin, and then next to them are going to be our myosin, right? All little neighbors. Those proteins make up the cell. This cell, like all cells, is covered by a cell membrane, and your muscles fibers have an extra membrane. So you got a layer of your cell membrane and an extra membrane called the endomysium. So we now have two layers on. We got a cell membrane and an endomysium. Each muscle fiber, each muscle cell has its own outside layer. Then we have bundles of muscle fibers all clumped together and held together into the bundles of muscle fibers, which we call fascicles. This fascicle then is also wrapped in a layer. So we're 3 layers deep right now. We are at the paramysium. And then we have bundles of bundles, right? And that whole thing bundles up to give you the epimysium. That's the whole muscle tissue is surrounded by a membrane. In your epimysium, you can see your blood vessels here, and you cannot see because they're very small lymph vessels that are also working. So the blood vessels are bringing in things and taking away some of the garbage, CO2, right, or gas garbage, and their lymph system is taking around all the other garbage, right? So we've got these two systems working together, and those things are all wrapped into this outer layer. So what does this have to do with recovery techniques? It turns out it's winter and you have a good idea of what happens when you have to pull on a layer and then pull on another layer and then pull on another layer and then pull on a fourth layer. When you do that, if you're not really good about like holding on to this layer and then pulling up this one, you start to get bunching. And in these tissues, they're not only are you just pulling them on, you're like pulling them on, pulling them off. Like they're moving past each other, right, at that actin and myosin level. And then everything else is also sliding past each other, right? That's why we want hydration. We want to keep everything hydrated and lubricated, right? That water is going to help us have good flow and lubrication so that things can easily slide past each other. It's part of hydration. But also, if you have all these layers and you're pulling them on and you can't, right? You can't, when you put on coats, if you get a layer like bunched up, you can like reach in and like pull it out, right? If you've ever put layers onto little kids, you know this game. You can't reach into your muscle tissues and like pull it out, right? So instead, one of our hypotheses about why we see massage work is that the thinking is that massage is helping us. Instead of pull the layers out, we're just actually like pushing. Okay, we're going to push those clumpy clumps of all these layers that have like bunched up from sliding past each other. We're going to push these layers out so that they're now moving more smoothly. Okay, and then we have less pain, less problems. Our muscles behave better. So here you see a lot of massage techniques. Right, there's massage other people can do to you because they can put some body weight into it. Right, if you think about trying to unstick layers of clothing, like you really got to push to get that out. And so massage, right, probably the same thing for ourselves. We think to get these membranes to move past each other, we probably have to push pretty hard to get that out. So these are techniques if someone else is giving you a massage. You can also use some of these techniques on yourself. Don't leave. If you can't use these techniques on yourself, there's also tools like this is a foam roller. You'll see massage balls, and even this is a massage gun. All of those are trying to give us that pressure to actually smooth out those membranes. And the hypothesis is that by smoothing out the membranes, right, we're allowing, right, all these layers, we're allowing for better muscle contraction next time. And also probably alleviating some pain. There might be some other components, right? Lymph doesn't have a pump. And so moving things to help move the lymph system might also be one of the reasons that massage feels good and helps. And so does blood flow, right? We know blood flow can help with healing. And so it might be that massage is also helping with, by bringing blood to an area to help with healing as well. So, but this idea of the layers being smooth is one of the hypotheses around why massage works. So today you have so much to do. Hopefully you're spending 30 minutes finishing your models. Everyone's working, you're hustling. Like I would recommend actually referees that you set like 10-minute timers to kind of keep your group moving. And then 30 minutes, hopefully, work on part 2. You're researching how the muscle tissues are controlled by the neuromuscular junctions. Again, please do that as a group so everyone knows what's going on when you need to build this model, right? And then if you get to 4, amazing. If you don't get to 4, right, that'll be day 4 of building your model. But so 30 minutes, please finish that muscle tissue model. 30 minutes, neuromuscular junctions. 10 minutes, clean up, put everything out of the way so health science doesn't see it. Put the packet away. Make sure the room is nice for Miss Monica, for Miss Johnson. And put the supplies in your lid back in the back of the room, okay? I'm so excited to see you guys. It'll probably be Monday. I'm pretty sure I'll be back on Monday. I'm so excited to share with you guys how much you've been kicking ass on your skeleton tests. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate you so much. You got this. Do scary things. I'll see you Monday.